Welcome to IAS Market Talk, your trusted source for timely ag market insights, brought to you by Innovative Ag Services. Each week, we break down the latest beef market trends impacting Northeast Iowa and Southwest Wisconsin, with expert updates tailored specifically for our IAS members. This week, you'll hear directly from Dave Rueber, IAS Beef Production Specialist, who brings decades of experience and deep knowledge of the cattle industry to these conversations. Dave has been providing market updates to producers for years, and now he's bringing those insights straight to you through this podcast. Tune in weekly for what you need to know straight from people you know. With that, here's Dave Rueber with the latest on what's happening in the cattle markets this week.
Beef Production Specialist for Innovative Ag Services, calling with a beef market commentary for June 17th. Packers did not buy enough cattle last week. They're going to come into this week short on inventory. Really no trade yet, but it's going to be a little stronger by the looks of it. Recapping last week, kind of a weird week. Not much had happened until Friday, and then Friday morning the news comes out that JBS is going to close a plant in Sauterton, Pennsylvania, which processed a couple thousand head a day, which you go east of the Mississippi River, that's a pretty good-sized plant. They might be down pretty hard, and it was not. It was up strong Monday, and it was up strong on Tuesday as well. Today kind of mixed off a little bit, but yeah, it's box beef's kind of had a nice week. We've rallied choice boxes back up there, pushing that $4 range. So a lot stronger market than what we were looking at a week ago. But what a resilient cattle market. We've announced 2 plant closures. We've kind of battled through a war. It doesn't phase this cattle thing. And obviously inventories are tight enough that it's strictly supply demand, not much supply, plenty of demand, and it has held that market in there. That market this week, I look for it to be 258, give or take a little bit. Texas is asking 260. It'll take a big up day on the board tomorrow to get that done. Just a little side note, markets will be closed with the Juneteenth holiday, so you won't see any futures trade going on Friday. Some folks think the cattle will trade tomorrow. I think it'll be tomorrow and Friday. I don't think Packers have a problem waiting until Friday to get some prices out there. Feeder cattle prices continue to work their way higher. Good 8-weight steer is going to be in the 370 range, give or take a little bit, depending on how much trucking. The 6-weights are going to be in the low to mid 4s. 5-weights will be in the high 4s, pushing $5. Heifers still running about $25 back of the steers. The corn market continues to be a little bit on the softer side. Cost of gains, a buck, give or take a couple cents for steers, $5, $7 for heifers. Wet feed continues to kind of have some fire sales here and there, so that price has kind of held itself in line. Hay market, which I thought might work itself a little higher, and maybe has a little bit, but it's still relatively cheap in the big picture of things. So, yeah, it's one of those deals. We're in that demand time of the year, Father's Day and 4th of July on the horizon. This is as good a growing, time frame that we run into. So, they talked at the World Cup with all the foreign visitors coming into the country that we've seen a surge in demand because of that too. I don't know how much of an effect that can have or not, but it certainly doesn't hurt. We know that. So good markets continue to roll along. Probably the biggest thing is just rains every other day. These pen conditions, unless you're all under roof, can be a little bit tough. Obviously haven't had to deal with heat the last few days. It doesn't sound like the next week's going to be rough either. Probably the big thing is just some of these clostridial, I mentioned it briefly here a week or two ago, just sudden deaths in some of these big cattle, just a lot of clostridial cattle showing up. So just kind of keep an eye on your vaccination schedule. Is something that we've noticed that has been worse than what it historically had been. Once again, my name is David Rueber, Beef Production Specialist for Innovative Ag. Thank you.
That's it for this week's episode of IAS Market Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an update. And if you know a fellow producer who could benefit from this information, share this episode with them. For more updates and insights, visit innovativeag.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We'll catch you next time on IAS Market Talk.
Are you ready for a hands-on role with purpose? Join the facility operations team at Innovative Ag Services, where we value hard work, safety, and community. With locations across Northeast and Central Iowa and Southwest Wisconsin, we offer industry-leading benefits, on-the-job training, and a culture that supports your growth. From competitive pay to a uniform allowance, we invest in our team. Grow with IAS and discover your co-opportunity. Apply today at innovativeag.com.